Hello, Namayana.
No,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Everything right?
You're
Oh,
making me laugh already. Everything is good. What about you?
Really, everything's alright.
That's good. It's nice to see you.
Yeah,
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
really a long
A
time.
very long time. How many
Yeah,
how
yeah.
many years since we last
I
met?
think 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we met right here in Zanzibar.
We met right here in Zanzibar, Kiwingwa.
But well, last time we met in
We
Michamvi.
Michamvi last
But this time we're in
This
Kiwengwa.
time in Kiwingwa.
Yes. So for
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, Zanzibar is an island just right off the coast of Tanzania. It's part of Tanzania, but right off the coast of Tanzania, about an hour and a half from Dar es Salaam by
Yes.
water.
Yeah.
And so that's where we find ourselves today, on this beautiful island. And the part of the island where we are is called Kiwengwa. And there are many different parts. Which you would get to know if you ever visit the Stone Town, the historical part, Kiwengwa, Nungwi, Michamvi, and Nuhu and I. Paje. Yeah. So Nuhu and I met.
Many the names of the island.
Yeah. So Nuhu and I met 4 years ago in Zanzibar, and now I'm back, and here we are. So Nuhu is a character, but one thing, Nuhu, that everyone can see by your cultural wear is that you're a Maasai, you're a Maasai man. And that's something that is really very, very admirable, something that I obviously very much love. I love the outfit and all whatnot, and I've gotten to see a little bit of Maasai culture, a tiny little bit, during my time here in Tanzania now for the second time. And what I want us to talk about today is building friendships across cultures, right? Because you come from the Maasai culture, I come from the Bambali culture in Cameroon, and I also kind of share a dual culture because I am also American at the same time. And so we kind of have like three cultures between the two of us. And what I want us to discuss today is how we were able to build a friendship across cultures and what it means to build a friendship across cultures. So maybe just to start with, for the people who don't know, are not aware, the Maasai are an ethnic group that primarily inhabit modern day Kenya and Tanzania. I think that the Maasai have been around probably for hundreds of years, but I think Nuhu can share more with us a little bit about the Maasai before we delve into what we want to share today.
Oh, wow. That is good a question. Okay, for us, the Maasai, a long time ago, we was from in Kenya.
Okay.
When we was from Kenya, we came in Tanzania in some place we call Arusha.
Okay.
So when we made Arusha, we live in the natural. We are three types, the Maasai.
Okay.
We have the wilders, and then we have a step wilders, then we have Oria. The name is Murani. It is like me.
Okay.
Because for us, I am Murani, like here.
Yeah.
So, the Maasai, when we from in Kenya, we come to some place we call Ngorongoro. Yes. Ngorongoro is meaning the something we was putting the cow in the neck. When they go into the forest, we listen, then we know the cow, they are there.
Okay.
So that when we come in Ngorongoro, the Maasai, they will never other way to go. Only in Tanzania and Kenya. So that how we live in the Maasai forest, we live in natural, and then our life is like everything we have a happy and then much respect. Because when we meet with older, if I sit on the chair like this, when someone is older than 2 years, 1 year, I must to leave the chair and he can sit.
Okay.
Because I respect him because he is older than me.
Yeah.
So that is the life of Maasai then. When we live, we make a warriors. Sometimes we go in the forest with the cow, and then we be careful with the Maasai, with the cow in the forest. So that is interesting about the Maasai.
Yeah.
Then how we live in the forest.
Yeah.
We are not have a village. Just we live far with the village.
You're far from the village.
Yes, we are far. Like 20 kilometers, 10 kilometers to be in the village. Because why? We don't want to be near with the road because we care about it. Our goat, cows, sheep, and also children.
Okay.
Because it's our family, you know, we are not speak same languages. We use the international language,
Yes.
Swahili,
Yeah.
but we have a private language, Maasai language.
Yes.
So that's why we live in the far away, because of the road, and we care with the cows.
We
in
need
the
to
forest.
protect the cows.
We protect our cows.
And the animals. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is our life, how we live in there.
Yes. And just so people know, Morani means warrior.
Yes, Morani means warrior.
And that's a hallmark of the Maasai culture, because most Maasai people
because
are warriors,
the
right?
warriors,
Yeah.
well, every morning we needed to drink a blood from cow. Every morning we needed to drink a blood. Then sometime we go into the forest. We can go to stay 1 month. We eat beef, then natural medicine only. No another something, no drink water, only the natural medicine in the forest for 1 month. Then we come back home.
Wow. But when you're in the forest, right? So why are Maasai people called warriors? Like, who are you fighting essentially?
We fighting with the lion.
The lions.
Yes, we fighting with the lion. Big fight. I think all the big fight.
Yes.
The Maasai
And the reason
can.
why you're fighting against the lions is so you can protect the
because
the animals
I
at
am
home.
one of them to kill lion. I already kill lion. So
I know you did.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, okay, why are you fighting against the lions?
If
to
you want-
protect the cows? Or
Yes, to protect our,
yeah.
because sometimes lion going to hunting our cows, so we must follow him, and then we hunting too.
Okay.
That's why they called us is Maasai warrior Morani.
Okay.
So that is the meaning Morani.
Okay. So
Yeah.
there goes a little bit of the background on why the Maasais are called warriors. They literally, I think we were watching a documentary the other day, right? And they were talking about how lions actually fear Maasai people.
Yeah.
Over time, they've gotten to really respect Maasai people and fear them in terms of like not attacking Maasai people when they see Maasai people coming into sort of the lion territory, right? So anyway.
And also, that's why the lion, when the Maasai wearing the red clothes like this, because it's the lion when is so we sometimes the warriors make a red color in the head or the body, so we wearing a red clothes. When lion will saw the red clothes, will run away.
Yeah.
Because he has afraid. He's
afraid of the Maasai.
The red color is dangerous.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that, Nuhu. I think a lot of people who are not aware of this aspects of Maasai culture have learned something from that. So what I wanted to talk about is how we became friends, right?
Yes.
How we became friends, because I don't think you often find a friendship like ours.
Yes.
I'm coming from very, very far away. You also come from very, very far away. And somehow we intersected and we connected, right? We connected, and we basically have had a friendship that has blossomed over the years. And so I think we should start by telling people how we met. So we've said we met in Machamvi, but how did we actually meet? Yeah. So like maybe I should start from my perspective. How did Nuhu and I meet? So at the height of COVID, this was 2021. I was so sick and tired.
January.
Yes. At the height of COVID 2021, I was so sick and tired of being stuck in, the four walls of the house, and not literally being able to breathe, and being just like put in a position where we were made to be afraid of just everything. I needed to leave that environment. I needed to breathe. I needed some ease around me, and so something just came to my spirit, honestly. I had never thought about traveling to Tanzania before, never. Yeah. The only thing I knew about Tanzania, like at that time, was just about Diamond Platnumz, who was the musical artist. Yeah. So I knew Diamond Platnumz, I knew his music, but I'd never thought about Tanzania at all. I don't know whether it was in a dream or what, but Tanzania just came to my mind, and I said, you know what, let me go to Tanzania. I didn't even know that Tanzania was one of the few countries during that time that was open. Remember, Tanzania's borders were open during COVID.
Yes.
So that was good news. And so I planned my trip to Tanzania, and a few months later, in January 2021, I came here, and I came here with some friends as well, who eventually joined my trip, because initially it was solo, and then they were like, "You're going to Africa? I need to come too." And so we all came here, and we came to Michamvi. So on the day we arrived, Michamvi, I at that time I had to join a like I think it was like a work call where I was receiving a training. So I didn't have time to just chill with my friends who were going to the restaurant. The restaurant was called The Rock in the water. So again, maybe we'll put a reference here, but there's a restaurant in Michamvi called The Rock, and it's one of the things that tourists love to come and see. And so I walked them to The Rock, and I left them there. And on coming back, as I was walking sort of through the sand to my hotel, I came across you, another friend of yours, I think, another Maasai friend of yours. Or two, were they? You and two? You and two of your friends. So there were three of you. And you guys stopped me. I can't remember exactly what you said, but you stopped me. And you greeted me, and I greeted you back. And I was meant to continue, but they kept me for probably like 2 hours, because it just started as a greeting, and then all of a sudden I think I sat down and you guys started talking to me, telling me more about yourselves, telling me about, you know, Maasai culture. I think I told you where I was from, what I was doing, you know, here, and then it even, you know, evolved to you trying to teach me the Maasai language, which is Ma, right? Ma. And then also Swahili. Literally, I think I have pictures of you writing words in the sand and trying to teach me, like, right then and there. And we have this iconic picture, I'm going to call it iconic now, where before I left that day, we took a picture and I held your stick. Your stick. And I love that picture. So yeah, we have that great picture of our first meeting. And I think you guys invited me that same night to a party. There was a party happening in Paje. In
Paje, the name was Jambo.
Jambo, okay. Yeah, so there was a party happening in Paje, and you guys said, "Oh, you should come with your friends." And so now I had to rush back, and I had to, like, you know, get ready, and then waiting for them to come back from the restaurant, etc. Anyway, fast forward, we went to the party. So let me stop there, and then you tell me your perspective of how you met me.
Oh, I'm really sure a little bit I forgot, but when I remember that when we was meet, then we was in the beach, just we was we was from at another hotel near with where I was working. Then when we come back, we saw somebody come from restaurant in the Rock. Then we said, "Hey, that's his guest or the Swahili person." That's the Swahili person. Okay, let's go. So when we come, I think we was near with Shano.
Where I stayed. Yes.
We wasn't near with Shano on the beach. Then I saw you. But the first one greeting you is not me. It was my friend called
the taller
Robert.
one?
He has long hair like me.
Okay.
We was together. We was two person has long hair. So he will say Jambo. Then you say Jambo. And he will say Habari yako. And then you can say, I don't understand.
Because everyone in Tanzania always thinks I speak Swahili. I've been told that I look Tanzanian.
Your face looks like Tanzania person. That's why everyone say, "Hey, hi Jambo." So if you say, "I don't speak Swahili language," it is something.
People are confused.
So that and I come in. So there is I think I understand English here a little. It's not much. A little bit, then I say hi. You tell me where from. Then you told me I'm from Cameroon. Then I was told you, are you from Cameroon? Then you say yes. I said, why you speak like you from US? And you say yes, I'm from US. Then you was have one friend. She was speaking Swahili language. She's from Congo. Then we speak there. Then we say, oh, we can see it. Then we make about the history. You give me a little story from USA and about the Cameroon. Then also I give you my history a little from Maasai culture. Then I think we stop and then we go. Then you go back. Then us we go back. Then in morning, I think we would meet.
No, in the evening,
In
later
the
at night,
evening, later we meet.
and we got in
Then
the
we
car to go to the
We
party.
got in the car, then we go to the party.
Yes,
In
yes.
the, at the party, Jumbo.
Yes.
Jumbo party.
Yes.
Then there is we going, and then you was going to look how the local dancing was very nice party.
Yes.
Then we stay there, then we come. Then in morning, I don't know, we meet.
I don't know, but let's go back to the party, right? So
Yeah.
this is one of the reasons why I want us to have this conversation, because
Yeah.
like I said, it's about forming friendships across culture.
Yeah.
Because when we were at the party, there was a lot of ignorance that I saw, and you know, the fetishization, if that's how you say that word, of people who seem different to you. I observed that a lot because we were with you guys, right? So it was like us who were coming from the US, and then we were surrounded by, I think, you and, like, you know, 2 other Maasai friends and then 1 Swahili friend. Remember the other guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So we were there, and people found it really surprising that we were with you.
Yeah.
And they also found it really surprising that we were able to interact with you, like we were talking to you and you were talking to us.
Yes.
And this really struck me as so very odd. I remember, I think, a Russian girl. A Russian girl came up to us and was like, "Oh my God, he speaks English?" And I'm telling you, my eyes rolled like a person rolls in the grave. You know, when they say you roll in the grave, I was like, how ignorant can people be to think that because someone is of a culture that you don't know or that you don't understand, you don't think that they have the ability to express themselves in different languages, in different tongues, right? We all have the intelligence and the ability to learn whatever we want to learn. Nuhu, you speak like 9 languages.
Yes.
And so it was really just ridiculous, and it speaks to how you know, closed off people's views are and people's understanding are of the world, that someone would think that you don't know how to speak English, right? So that was the first thing. The second thing that happened when we were there, another girl, I can't remember where she was from, but it was a lot of people from Europe. Another girl came, and at that time you had long hair, like a lion's mane, essentially. You had long hair, and she just, without even asking for your permission, she came to touch your hair.
Yes, of course.
And again, very unacceptable. And our friend from Congo, she told her off. She was like, "Do not do that." You know, she basically told her to go away, and that you do not touch someone's hair or touch a person without their permission. And so those were 2 instances where I got to see, like, what it must feel like, you know, to be you, in the sense of being a Maasai person, being a person that's seen as like being different, right? Being different from the Swahili people, being different from the Westerners, the Europeans and whatnot. And that has stuck with me, and I really did not like the way in which you were being othered, you were being treated as different. And what I want us to really kind of delve into here is how it is that our friendship is rooted in us connecting as 2 human beings, not as, oh, Nuhu is a Maasai person, or Clarisse is an American or a Cameroonian, right? Because I'm friends with you,
of course,
because you're Nuhu.
Yes.
To me, you're Nuhu.
Yes.
I like your personality. I appreciate you for who you are as a person.
Of course.
And I'm getting to know you as a person. And you're getting to know me as a person too. And that's really what I want us to delve into here, and to sort of crystallize that it is possible, and it should be possible, for us to not see people from the perspective of what makes them different, but rather from the perspective of our commonality as human beings, because all of us have a single thread running through all of us. We're all human beings. We're all made of the same flesh, blood, and bones, and we can come from different places. We can speak different languages. We can have different cultures, and we can respect that and not ostracize each other. We can accept each other and embrace each other and love each other despite the differences that we think we have, right? So that's how I feel about it. And like, what about you? I mean, how do you feel about that aspect of, you know, being Maasai, and how people tend to perceive you or look at you? Yes.
For me, I look like how you say, because that is everyone. If you meet with someone you don't know, you must respect because you don't know how you are. So if there's something can I say, I say to everybody, if you when you meet with someone you don't know, you must respect it, and you can see him like a human,
Yes.
like how you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you see someone and you feel like something each other, is I think it's not correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So for you, how is it?
I can
like,
tell all the people, if you when you meet with us, with anyone, you
Yeah.
must respect it before knowing about him.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should approach people from the point of respect. Yes.
Yeah.
And get to know people from that point of respect. That's absolutely important. So, but for you,
So,
how does it feel being friends, I guess, like with me? Because I guess maybe typically,
Yeah.
you know, your friends are from your culture,
Yes.
right? Most of your friends are probably Maasai. You
Yes.
guys speak the same language.
Yes.
But I'm very different in the sense that I am not. So,
Yeah.
how is it that you felt connected to me? How is it that you've built a friendship with me, being that I'm different from you in that sense that we don't share the same cultural background?
Yeah, that is really, I meet it because when is the first time we was meet,
Yes.
you was touched in my heart for like, I see you like Namayana only. I didn't feel you like who you are. So that's why in my heart I was made you like the first one my friend we meet.
Yeah.
So that really I can say that is that's why in my heart I made you then. I am still have you in my heart. I don't know until when. And maybe
Until
will
the
be
world, until the
forever.
world ends.
Yeah, maybe we'll be in forever. Because that's why when I was the first time when I was we meet 4 years ago. Then when I was lost my phone,
Yes.
but in my mind I didn't forget your number.
No, which is really surprising, and
That's why,
we can get to that about how we met again. But
Yeah.
yes.
So that's why I made for you. Then I made you in my heart. So I think I loved you, and I made in my heart
Yes.
a friendship
Yeah.
unit now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would say same with me. You know, I'm that kind of person who, when I meet people,
Yeah.
it's just an automatic connection or no connection.
Yes,
it's
because
hard for me
because a
to
little
force
bit,
anything. Yes.
because a little bit, I think that even I was started in Zanzibar. When we meet, I have like 5 months, 5 years, or 6.
You have-
I came always I came in Zanzibar, and I meet with a lot of people, but I never meet with someone
Yes.
made a friendship like you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
And yeah, that it doesn't happen every day. And
Yes.
so for me, I felt the same thing because our personalities just clicked, right?
Yeah.
Because even when I went back to the US, we kept in touch.
Yes.
You know, would call.
Yeah.
I'll check on you. You check on me.
Yes.
Then I learned you were expecting a baby girl.
Yeah.
So you had a baby girl,
Yeah.
the first one. That was
Yeah.
back in. Did she come in 2021 or 2022?
2020.
No,
2021. Yeah.
yeah,
2020.
later in 2021, you
Yes,
told me you had a
yes,
baby
yes,
girl,
yes.
and then a few years later, you had a second one, and you
Yeah.
would always send me pictures. You would tell me how they're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes also when they had challenges, like like the baby broke out in
Yeah.
rashes, you'd
Yes.
tell me, oh, the baby has rashes,
Yes.
this, that, and that, and then you'd send me little videos of like
Yes.
what you guys were doing at home because you eventually, when you started having a family,
Yeah.
you left Zanzibar and you went back home,
Yeah, of course.
and so we've kept in touch. But then at some point,
Yeah.
like you said, your phone got damaged in water.
Yeah.
Your smartphone got damaged in water, and you
Yes.
hadn't gotten a new smartphone again.
Yes.
We will tell you guys the story of how we reconnected in another video.
Yeah.
But for now,
Yeah.
let's just stay
Yeah.
in the in the friendship aspect of things. Yeah, so it's been amazing getting to know you, and I think that it was just very important for me to start by highlighting how it is that it's we were able to form this friendship, and that we should be able to really ground ourselves in our humanity,
Yeah.
right? And like you said, our respect for each other as human beings. And
Yeah.
so we shouldn't ostracize each other. We shouldn't other each other. We shouldn't fetishize each other, because a lot of what I see being here in Tanzania, especially on the beach here in Zanzibar, is that in as much as people are interacting with Maasai people,
Yeah.
they're not interacting with them from the perspective of, oh, this is my brother, this is my sister. They're interacting with them from the perspective of a very performative, interaction, as
Yeah.
in, you know, people approach Maasai people on the beach and say, oh, can you jump for me? Or can you sing for me? Or can you do this for me? And I find that very disgusting.
Yeah.
And I honestly wish that the Maasai people
Yeah.
would not do that.
Yes.
Because when you do that, you're perpetuating the same cycle.
Yeah.
Where, you know, you're being regarded as something that's different, something that's other, something that is strange, but there's nothing strange about you having a particular culture, right? So you talked earlier about, for example, drinking blood, and I remember we were talking to my brother a few days ago, and you were telling him to come to Tanzania and all of that stuff, and to come and marry a Maasai wife, of which he was like, yes, get me a Maasai wife, by the way. But you mentioned to him, you know, those aspects of like what your nutrition is comprised of. You know, you talked about the blood, you talked about obviously the meat, which everybody eats. And even though it might be strange to someone who has never consumed blood, the fact that another person consumes blood is the same thing as you consuming whatever else it is you consume, kombucha or whatever you drink, right? And I remember he said, and this put this into perspective for me too, he was like, oh, that's nothing, because he said in Europe, because he's in Europe, they make sausages out of blood, right? So when you think of it like, oh, blood sausages versus drinking blood, now, because it's a European and they're making blood sausages, that's acceptable according to society. But when a Maasai person says, oh, we drink blood, people are like, ew, like whatever. And so when we need to be able to tease those things apart, because, you know, you being who you are and also the color of your skin determines how people perceive and sort of take in certain aspects of your culture. They find, you know, one thing less acceptable just because you're African, just because you're black, just because you're Maasai, versus if, you know, you say, oh, this people in Siberia or whatever country make blood sausages, suddenly it's acceptable. And that shouldn't be the case, right? Because again, like we said, the base foundation of being able to form relationships and good relationships is accepting each other in our human essence and respecting the human essence that exists in every single person. And I would say that that's how we have, you know, formed a friendship, and that's how our friendship has blossomed. Because I don't see you from that point of, oh, Nuhu, they do all these strange things. Because if I start to tell you about the things that we do, for example, earlier today, I was telling you about how in Cameroon, we eat the cow skin. And Nuhu was like, you eat the cow skin? And I was like, you don't? And then he was like, no, we use the cow skin for like, to make sort of like beds, like mattresses. And I was like, you know, the next time you kill a cow, you need to put some spices on the skin and, you know, you cook it, it's gonna taste so good. And he kept laughing at it like, what? Cow skin? So that's the thing. The more we get to know each other, the more we dig into how we do things differently, we're always going to see that there are differences. But we should embrace those differences, and we should thrive in those differences, because those differences unlock new realities for us. They unlock new worlds for us, because now, someday, Nuhu is going to come to Cameroon and he's going to try Cameroonian dishes. And some of them will be different. And even while I've been here, I made Nuhu try fish. And typically, fish is not part of the Maasai diet, because the Maasai, they live in the mountains, in the forest. There's no fish there. And so fish is not part of the diet. And so Nuhu had never been interested in fish. And I insisted he try fish, and he did try it. And he actually said, you're a good cook, even though he doesn't really want to eat fish anymore because he's not accustomed to it. And so that's the thing. So in our friendship, we are getting to learn, obviously, about each other as human beings. Sometimes, Nuhu, you know, you make me laugh even when I'm annoyed or whatever else, and maybe I do the same to you. I tease you. It's a normal friendship, just like any friendship, right? And that's how it should be, right? So if someone, you know, meets me and the person is, I don't know, Egyptian, and in Egypt they do things differently, they shouldn't see me as a Cameroonian as any different, in the sense that I'm a human being just like them. And we can form a friendship across our different cultures, across our different religions, across our different belief systems, right? We can have different ways of looking at things, of praying to God and whatever, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings made in God's image, and your culture is the same as mine, because God permitted all of these cultures to exist, and so we have to respect and embrace that in each other.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So any last words from you, Nuhu? Any final words?
Or
for the
like,
people.
or just I can say subscribe. We love you all.
Thanks, Nuhu. All right, so we will catch you in another video. We'll probably
Yeah.
talk about how we reconnected.
Yeah, of
yes,
course.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Oh, wait, let's say it in Swahili and then in Ma. Goodbye in Swahili.
Taisere.
Taisere.
Yeah.
Was it in Swahili?
Tomorrow.
No, Taisere. What goodbye in Swahili?
In Swahili.
Yes.
Oh, bye bye.
That's not Swahili.
Is that in
No, it's,
Swahili?
bye bye is English. What's goodbye?
Tutaonana. Yeah, tutaonana.
In Swahili.
Oh, in Swahili tutaonana.
Are you sure?
Yes, tutaonana.
Okay, bye bye.
Tutaonana. Say tutaonana.
Tutaonana.
Yes,
Bye
we
bye.
will meet.
We will meet again.
Yeah.
So there's no goodbye. It's
Yeah,
we'll
that
meet
is-
again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tutaonana.
That is tutaonana.
Okay, hasta mañana. Adama. Whenever you see us, you shall see us again.
Hakuna
Bye bye.
matata.
Hakuna
Bye.
matata. Bye bye.